Ladies and gentlemen, hello. I'm Garth Spears, and this is part 5E, which is the final video in the series on what is charisma. We are continuing with how charisma depends on intention, and finishing off with the box down at the bottom there, flexibility at the level of intention. So, what does this mean? Well, it's all about belief, because charisma depends on intention and intention depends on beliefs. And if our beliefs are right, then charisma will create reality, and that's what this video is all about. For example, if you have an intention to walk on a high wire hundreds of feet up in the air and not have any safety net, then you'd better have correct belief that you can do it. This daredevil here, he knows that he can do it. The trouble is, some of our most important beliefs are false. And that means that our charisma comes across fake and can create bad outcomes. And that's what I want to address in this video. In the last one, remember, the last video, we talked about happiness and the overall intention that we all have to be happy. That'll be successful depending on what we believe will make us happy. Lots of us have beliefs about happiness that are mistaken. They do not result in happiness. For example, most people believe that money or power or sex or fame, they're the things that'll make us happy. But that is a mistaken belief. It does not result in happiness. On the other hand, I'm not trying to say that poverty is going to make us happy. Of course not. For most people, poverty is misery. But that doesn't mean that wealth will make us happy. If money was a cause of happiness, then, of course, only rich people would be happy. But that's clearly not the case. Remember the beautiful Amy Winehouse? Rich, successful, talented, beautiful. Janis Joplin, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Rusiana, the top model, Kurt Cobain, many others, too sad to go on about it. They had it all. They were rich, they were beautiful, talented, successful, but they were not happy people. And anyway, the super rich like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, I mean, these kind of people, they're busy giving away their money. So flexibility of intention is about letting go of mistaken beliefs and adopting the right ones. Like a baby believes it can walk, so it does. And the one belief, the core belief that is the key to all our happiness, is the belief we have about ourself and the nature of reality. We believe that to be happy, we must be someone, be important, be rich, be successful, admired. Well, studies show the opposite is true. And this man here, if I can pronounce his name, Professor Csikszentmihalyi, he's a Hungarian researcher into human potential, founding father of positive psychology. Is professor of psychology at Chicago University. He showed that when people are absorbed, totally absorbed in what they're doing, they're joyful, they have peak experiences, and they forget themselves. He calls this being in the flow, or sports people call it being in the zone. And one of the key indicators of this state is the loss of self-consciousness called self-transcendence. And in this state of self-forgetting or selflessness, we get an experience of the nature of reality, or at least social and emotional reality. For example, before we all start to give each other appreciation in our charisma training, people often experience fear. And they say it's because others are looking at them, judging them, criticizing them. But if you dig a bit deeper, it's because they're still clinging on to their reputation and sense of self-importance. because when they themselves are in the audience, they don't feel critical towards others. On the contrary, they want people to succeed. And soon, when everyone gets to know each other and they open up and are much more trusting, they come to the conclusion that the so-called social emotional reality that they thought they saw, of negative, unfriendly, critical people sitting in judgment of them, does not exist at all. It was a projection, a story they made up. Things ain't what they seem. It's like a rainbow. It seems to exist, solid out there with all its colours and meaning, inherently out there, nothing to do with me. And that is a mistaken belief. Things do depend on us, and what we bring to the situation with our values, our attitudes and beliefs. We each co-create reality. And by the way, this view of reality is not new. It's not something I've just cooked up. It's totally in line with what's known in many disciplines, such as anthropology, that social systems change when they're observed. And we ourselves know that. I mean, when a camera's put onto us, we change too. And quantum mechanics tells us that the atom is just a bundle of space. So everything is pretty well made up of emptiness, less substantial even than bubbles. Okay, so what has all this got to do with charisma? Well, it's important for charisma because the fluid, empty nature of social and emotional reality means that we can change it into what we want. But unlike the ancient alchemists who believed they could change lead into gold, we succeed by virtue of a positive intention based on correct belief and enrollment of others. And the more we get absorbed in this task of communicating, the less concern we have for ourselves, the more joy we feel, the more freedom we have, the more we're in the flow, and the more we inspire the audience and realize our intention. And I'd just like to finish off with a story about the first time this ever happened to me. I was a young actor at the time, playing the part of a vicar in a farce called See How They Run. At the time, I remember reading a book about how actors prepare, and Dame Edith Evans had a few words in that book, and she advised that an actor should forget his lines. Yeah, forget his lines. She called this a dangerous journey because you move from being an actor to being the character that you're playing. In real life, nobody plans what they're going to say in the next few seconds. The words just come, and that, she said, is how we should be on stage. Well, since I never had any trouble forgetting my lines, I thought I'd give it a go. First of all, you have to know your lines inside out, upside down, and back to front. Then let them go. Trust. Yeah, it did feel dangerous. It was like the death of the ego. It was being in the flow. The sense of Garth, the actor on stage, he's gone. For a short while, I'm the character. My old self is gone and a new one takes over. And the new self is just another story I make up from the character I'm playing. Not only did it produce good acting, it was a peak experience. And something else seems to happen too. Being in the flow creates coherence. Remember, we talked about coherence in previous videos. And something mysterious starts to happen. Not only does social and emotional reality change, but physical reality too. Things start to change in the world. Intention seems to create a shift in the events in the world. In a wonderful book the intention experiment, Lynne-McTaggart has brought together the science of this. Thousands of experiments by scientists all over the world have shown that intention creates measurable change, not just in yourself, but in the world. And you may have heard of the secret, this so-called law of attraction, which says that positive attitudes attract positive events. The trouble is, it usually degenerates into just wishful thinking, which of course doesn't work. However, when you develop the power of your positive intention, it does work. And this is the real secret. This is the secret that's behind the secret. And this is what Goethe meant. I'm sure this is what he meant when he said, when you definitely commit yourself to a high purpose, then providence moves as well. All sorts of things occur to help you that would never otherwise have happened. A whole stream of events issue from your intention, raising in your favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance which nobody would have dreamed could have come your way. So, in summary, first, create a positive intention based on correct beliefs, that is, of service or benefit to others, and then enter the flow, transcend yourself. This results in a powerful presence to enroll people and bring into existence a new reality. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. This is the last video in the model of charisma. I hope you found it useful, but remember, this is just the theory. And like a menu is not the meal, so the theory is not the practice. To generate your charisma, sign up for a workshop, get some coaching, or download some of the how-to videos. And what I'd like to do is just end up by reading the final part of that quote from Goethe. He said, "Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now." So, thank you for watching and listening, and I wish you much happiness, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye for now.